Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Gomak. So today I'm pleased to have you here and we are creating this cup, and I really don't know the name of this cup. Please, if you know, you can let me know in the comment section. And if you find this tutorial helpful, please do not forget to comment and like and share. Subscribe if not subscribed. So let us begin. Going to use yellow and black, and I'm using 2 strand. This is pure acrylic, 50 grams. So let us begin with making a knot. Then we chain 11. We're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I begin our row 2. I'm going to work into the back loops, and into the second chain from the hook I'm going to do a slip stitch. I'm going to do a slip stitch. Into the next I'm also going into the back loop and I'm creating a slip stitch, and this is it for the entire row. Make slip stitches in every chain, and remember you're going through the back loop. We are going through the back loop. We are going through the back loop. So at the end of the row you are expected to have 10 stitches. You are expected to have 10 stitches at the end of the row. You are expected to have 10 stitches at the end of the row. This is my first time creating a cap, and I'm really excited by what I got at the end of the tutorial, and how I hope that this tutorial will also help you. And if you recreate this, please tag me so that I can see what you have created. So we chain 1 and turn, and we are going to go through the back loop again and make slip stitches. So I begin in the very first, and then we go into the second. Remember, you are going through the back loop. We are creating slip stitches through every stitch. In every stitch we are making a slip stitch until we are done with the row. This is it. We are going to work this and this through and through until you have the circumference of your head. Circumference of your head. I'm at the end of the row, and let me just work the last one, going through the back loop and slip stitch. Then I will chain 1, but I have to mix yellow and black, so I'm just going to attach the black yarn. I'm going to attach the black yarn, and this is how I do it. I just grab my black yarn through the last loop, on the hook, and then I chain 1. As simple as that. So into the very first stitch we are going through the back loop to create another slip stitch. Then next we go into the back loop, create a slip stitch, and the pattern continues. You can use one color, or you can mix the colors according to how you want them to be. That will depend on you, but this is how I'm going to work out mine. I will be alternating between yellow and black. So we are going to work this, and here I am. I've done 2 rows of black, and I've come at this point, and now I'm going to go back to yellow, and it's as simple as this. Remember, I did not cut the yarn after changing to black, so I just grab my yellow yarn like this and create a loop. It's as simple as that. Then I chain 1 and turn. Again I repeat through the back loops. I'm creating, or I'm making slip stitches. As simple as that. It is very easy. and it's very quick. It's very quick and easy. You can take 1 hour if you're not filming the tutorial, and 1 hour and some 45 minutes if you're filming. So here I am, I've gone up to around 122 rows, up to 122 rows. That is what fits my head circumference, and it's usually around 21 inches. Remember, this is very stretchy, so when you are measuring it, please stretch it out. Stretch it out. So I'm going to join the two panels or the two sides, and I will join as this. As you can see, I'm going to the other panel or the other side, going into the other side. I'm taking my time because I want to get the perfect joining, so do not hurry, ensure that you are doing the correct thing, and then just, you see, just take your time to ensure that you are having the correct thing, to ensure that you are having the correct thing. And I am joining this with the right side out. I'm joining this with the right side out. I'm joining this with the right side out. So this is it. This is it. Into the front panel I'll go into the back loop, and into the back panel I go into the front loop. I hope we are together. The front panel we go into the back loop, and the back panel we go into the front loop. Are we there? That is how I like it. That is how I like it joined. And ensure you don't skip any stitch, and ensure that they are aligned, because on each side we have 10 stitches, so you should have them very well aligned, very well aligned. And I'm done. This is how it looks like. Forgive me for using black. I know most of you don't like it, but I hope you have followed through the tutorial. Chain one and cut off my yarn. Chain one and cut off my yarn. This is what you have so far. This is what you have so far. This is what you have so far. And let us now work on the visor. Let us now work on the visor. We work on the visor. So I'm just trying to get the middle part. I'm making my joining part to be in the middle. So I'm just going to insert my hook at the point where I want it to be. At the point where I want it to be. So I'm going to insert at this point. I'm going to insert it at this point. And then grab my yarn. I'll make the visor in black. I'm sorry I've used black, it's not well visible to many, but when you follow through you can still make it. So into the same space you are going to make a single crochet. Into the same space you are going to make a single crochet, and into the next stitch make another single crochet. You are going to make single crochets until you have 18 of them. Until you have 18 of them. Make 18 single crochets. We are going to make 18 single crochets. 18 single crochets. We are going to make 18 single crochets. Single crochets. So I continue, make until you have 18. So at this point is where I have my 18 single crochets. So I'm going to chain one and turn my work. into the same stitch I'm going to make a single crochet. To the next I make single crochet, second, third single crochet, fourth single crochet, then into the fifth I'm going to make a single crochet increase. I'm going to make single crochet increase. That means 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Again I'm making the first single crochet after an increase, second single crochet, third single crochet, fourth single crochet, and into the fifth we make single crochet increase. That is 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So this is what I'll do for row 2. I am at the end. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So from row 3 we are going to do a reduce. So I go into the same stitch, then I have 2 loops on the hook. Again go into the next stitch, I have 3 loops on the hook, and then pass through the 3 of them. That is what we call a reduce. And then we are going to make now single crochets until we are left with 2 stitches to the end of the row. In between we are going to make single crochets until we are left with 2 stitches to end the row. So we continue. Here I am and I'm left with 2 stitches to end the row. I'm going to make another reduce like this. Grab my yarn, have 2 loops on the hook, then grab another yarn, have 3 loops on the hook, and then just pull through the 3 of them. Chain 1 onto row 4, into the same single crochet, then next single crochet. Remember you don't pull through until you have 3 loops on the hook. That is a reduce. And then in between you're going to make single crochets until you have 2 left to end the row. In short, row 3 it's just a repetition. Sorry, row 4 is a repetition of row 3. Row 4 is a repetition of row 3. Row 4 is a repetition of row 3. At the end I have 2, so I make another reduce, and yes, we are done. Chain 1 and turn. Onto row 5. Onto row 5 we are not going to reduce. We are going to make a single crochet into the next stitch, make a single crochet, second stitch, third stitch, fourth stitch, then into the fifth we make single crochet increase. So for row 5 it is a repetition of row 2. Row 5 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 is a repetition of row 2. After every 4 single crochets we make an increase. After every 4 single crochets we make an increase into the 5th stitch. So let us work it out to the end of the row. Here I am, then chain 1 and turn my work, and then we are now going to reduce at the beginning. In the first 2 stitches we make a reduce, or we do a reduce. Then in between we are just going to make single crochets until you have 2 stitches left to end the row. Row 6, we repeat what we've done in row 3 and 4. Row 3 and 4. And row 3 and 4 is what you're doing in row 6. So you continue until you are at the length you want your visor to be, and this is what I have. So you will repeat row 6 until you have the length of the visor you desire to have. All together, repeat row 6 until you have the length of the visor you desire to have. So you can have it like this, but I'm just going to add a little hemming and the hemming of single crochet, and I will use the yellow yarn. I'm just going to make a row of single crochets to finish it off, but at this point you can just weave in your endings and you are good to go. Yes, so I will be going into the trenches making single crochets all around. I will go into the trenches making single crochets all around, all around, all around, into the trenches and make single crochet all around. Into the trenches, make single crochet all around. It might be a little tough, but just do what is right and it will come off. So I'm just doing this, weaving in my ending. As you can see, I'm working along with my ending so that I don't have a lot of work of weaving in. So I'm at this point where we have the beginning of our visor. We shall make a radius. I said I go into the trenches, and here I am making this, and then go into the visor and then pull through the 3 of them, and that is how we make a radius. You've done this before, so I hope you have seen. And then just continue making single crochets all around, make single crochets all around, make single crochets all around. So this is what I have so far, and I've come to the end. I'm just going to slip stitch, then chain 1 and cut off my yarn, then weave in the endings, and ta-da! Here we have our project done. So beautiful, and it came out so nice. I really like it. Bye.